And we're live. Okay. Let me just get some things organized here. And I'll give it a minute for people to jump on. I know there's already some people on right now. And quickly go over the format of how we're going to handle today. So welcome, everybody. I know it's been a rough ride for Fry. I've been part of the Fry network for a few years now, and there's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And I think today what we're going to do is we're having this AMA to go through any questions of what Fry has done in the past, where they currently are right now, and where they're going to be going into the future. And I guess the goal for this AMA is to get everybody on board and an understanding of where the Fry Networks eventually wants to get to. And I know there's been a lot of questions about monetization and everything else that happens with the token itself. So I want to make sure that we address that as well. So I'm going to jump into the chat real quick and say hi to everybody that's on already. And then I'll bring the founder, Samuel Fry, on. Let's see who's in here. Lad Lewis, how you doing, bud? Now, there's a way I wish CCM was in here because you can throw the live chat on the screen, but I'll figure that out in a minute. Geekrar, how's it going? And what else we got here? Oh, that's the same one. RD Tyndale, let's go. Baj Mirza, welcome. How you doing, bud? Bobby Bitcoin, welcome. Fry Networks, that's right. Flying Dutchman, welcome. XM Textile, welcome. Robert Fisk, Fry Natix, okay. Flying Dutchman, yes. Yes, we'll be giving away 3 keys to the AI Fry miner. So that'll happen a little bit later on in the live stream. And what we're going to do is, if you comment during the live stream, you're going to automatically qualify. So just throw some comments in if you have questions about Fry. We'll make sure that we try to bring those up. I'm actually, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring on Samuel Fry in just a moment. Let's see if I can bring him on stage.
Hello.
There we go. Mr. Fry, how are you doing today? Welcome.
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We had mentioned earlier that this is our first face-to-face. We've talked before, but never during a live stream or anything. So it's really good to have you on and learn a lot about what's going on with Fry lately, because I know you're doing quite a bit of different things here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A lot of different things are in the works and currently, working on. So,
yeah, that's great. So a lot of people that have recently joined my channel are new to DePIN, and they might have just joined in the last, 6 months to a year. So maybe they're not completely familiar with Fry and Fry Networks. Can you just give us a brief overview of what Fry Networks are, what Fry Networks is?
Yeah, I can give you a good high-level overview. So basically, Fry Networks, our main goal is to build an orchestration layer of DePIN. Basically, DePIN is super fragmented, so you have projects in different chains with their own processes, their own APIs for selling data. If you look at Wi-Fi offloading, you have XNet, Helium, Wayroot. That's super fragmented. Our goal is to kind of bring them all together. So we run multiple different networks right now ourselves. Like, we collect satellite data to sell to RTK companies. We have bandwidth miners to power our DVPN and also to power third-party VPNs. We have decibel miners, kind of like Silencio, which record and monitor sound data, weather stations, etc., so forth. We have a whole list. But our goal is to bring everything together, and we support a bunch of different manufacturers and hardware. So, like, we support WeatherXM stations. We support like EcoWit weather stations. we support basically any Windows 11 or Windows 10 computer for like bandwidth mining and stuff. So,
Yeah.
we try to be very open, and we try to bring everybody kind of together in the DePIN space. As DePIN has matured, this has kind of been an issue that we've seen and other people have seen, come about. So we're trying to solve that by bringing everything together to help ease adoption and accessibility to the data and services that DePIN provides.
Good stuff. Yeah, so I like the dual mining option that Fry offers. So if you're already in a DePIN project and you also want to mine Fry, like you've already invested in the hardware, so that's excellent. Like you don't have to double dip or keep buying more hardware. So the dual mining option was always an attractive thing to me. And then you also have that option where you can buy the BYOD license, and then it's just a matter of just tuning that up, and then you're up and running. So great options over there. It looks like we also have Arslan on here, and maybe I can bring him on as well.
Yes.
Yeah, just give me a second here, and I'll pop him up on stage. Hey,
nice
how
to
are
meet
you
you.
doing?
How good. How are you?
I'm good. So to everybody that's new on the channel, maybe if you can introduce yourself and where you're from, and I guess the projects that you're working on.
Yeah, sure. So nice to meet you. I'm Arslan. Right now I'm coming from SF, so in California. I'm originally from Italy, like the northern part of Italy. So that's where I grew up. I can talk a bit about Allostep. So Allostep is an API to search, extract, and structure web data. So we work with companies, mainly startups, who need to like search data from the web, extract it, and structure it in a way that fits in their backend. And like the idea behind it is that like the web is the backbone of a lot of businesses, rather than more traditional businesses that are moving towards like streamlining their processes with AI, or more of these AI native application businesses that rely on a lot of data from the web to actually be able to
Okay.
power their applications. Yeah, sorry about that. It's
Tractor trailer rolling by, no big deal.
just going like, yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
Okay.
basically we provide an API to do that, and like we work with us, the Fry networks, to provide this in a decentralized way, because we found that works way more reliably, way better at scale, and we can run these AI agents in a more scalable and reliable way for these businesses. So like that's the connection with our Fry networks, and we're very happy to work with them, and they're a really good provider.
Okay, that's great. So AI agents and optimization with that's kind of like a hot key right now. So that's interesting to hear, and that's great. So basically what I was going to do is I have some questions that I've already pulled up from previous Q&A posts that I've put out there. We'll also have a list of questions here. But if you're live on the stream and you want to ask some questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll make sure that we get to them as well. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button so we can get some exposure, subscribe to it. And what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a giveaway. Samuel, do you mind letting us know what the giveaway is for?
Yes. So the giveaway, so we're giving away 3 AI Edge Miner keys. So basically the AI Edge Miner is a miner we recently launched, and this our first major data partnership with Allostep. It runs their AI agent in the headless browser and allows them to scale. So basically, it'd be 3 miner keys. These keys allow you to start mining on your own hardware right away. Like as soon as we give away these keys, like you can immediately start mining, register your device, etc. So that's kind of what we're giving away today.
All right, that's great. So looking forward to that. I'm just going to jump in the chat here, see if anything's going on. And well, quite a bit. So I'm going to compile some questions. But what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to bring up some preloaded ones that I already have right now. And let me just get that right over here. Banners. And I guess the first one that we have right now is why Fry 2.0, not just stick with Fry 1.0, the first version.
Yes. So that's a great question. So, so we started a long time ago, but even before Hive Mapper went TGE and mainnet. So we started back in October 22 or 23. It was one of those years. And back then, when we launched this project, we had Fry 1.0. And Fry 1.0 had a lot of limitations. So firstly, we locked up 82% of the supply, and it unlocked every year for the next 70 years. The first main issue with that is providing liquidity for exchanges and stuff. It makes it very difficult, and also for scaling rewards. So as more people came on, we have to distribute more, and obviously, there's like reward. There's like I want to say input like functions in place basically to lower rewards if there's more people, but still, as more people join, they kind of supersedes kind of those functions. So that's the first main issue was we didn't have enough tokens to give liquidity to exchanges, give everyone rewards if we scaled up a whole bunch, etc. The next main reason was Algorand. We're building an Algorand blockchain currently, and Algorand has these two token features called the clawback and freeze. So basically, with freeze, we're able to freeze tokens if in someone's account, so they can't move it, or we can claw it back. If Fry 1.0 didn't have any of those features, so with all the Discord scams and stuff out there, and about a lot of our users lost their Fry, and we could do nothing about it at all. And that's a big issue because it hurt the price. Obviously, it hurts our users and miners and whatnot because they're losing out, and it's not their fault that they lost it. These phishing scams are really, really advanced nowadays. And the next reason was the Fry 1.0 rewards. There wasn't linked to real world demand for the data that we were collecting. So it was basically all what's the word? It was all kind of in hopes of what the value would be. But at the time we weren't selling any data or anything, or didn't have any data.
Yeah, a lot of projects are like that too, right? Like a lot of projects are just sort of going on what the market might be asking for, not necessarily what it is asking for, and you're kind of trying to streamline and judge towards that.
Yeah, of course. So we saw all those issues. So then we moved to Fry 2.0 almost about a year ago, and that fixed a bunch of things. Firstly, we didn't lock up any of the token supply because firstly, I'm fully doxxed. We're not going to dump or anything. Like you, if you guys try hard enough, you can find my address. I'm not, we're not going to do that. So we're able to provide more liquidity to exchanges and be able to scale rewards. Secondly, we have freeze and clawback enabled, which we've actually used a few times for people who've gotten scammed. So basically, like someone gets their token drained, we're able to freeze the tokens in that hacker's wallet and then claw it back to us and then give it back to you.
Wow. Okay.
Those are really big things. And we also reduced the supply from 8 billion to 1 billion. Because 8 billion honestly is for an actual utility token. That's a lot. That's a pretty huge supply. So we kind of shrunk that down. And then in addition for Fry 2.0, we kind of introduced a segmentation model. So we kind of did what Helium did before they moved back to straight Helium rewards. So basically, we have different tokens for each of our networks that are basically linked to the exact value of these networks are providing. So like we have our FNode token, which is for the AI edge miner and our nodes. We have FVPN, which is for our bandwidth miners. FGNSS for our satellite miners, etc. Basically, whenever we get income for these different data that we're selling or services that we're selling, we either get paid directly in that token, or if we get paid like in fiat, we'll convert it into that token. And if we convert into the token, we do strategic buys to prevent bots and stuff from dumping on you guys. So that was the reason why there's a bunch of issues, and we wanted to really enhance the value of Fry Networks participants who are providing data, because when we switched to Fry 2.0, Fry 1.0 was super down in the dumps price wise, and it was not fair to keep it like that and have people earn like 1 cent a day, which is ridiculous. So that's kind of why we shifted to Fry 2.0 from Fry 1.0.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. There is a couple of questions in here.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, 1 second here. Okay, so we have one over here. This is right live in the chat right now. I ordered 7 validator miners and I haven't seen one. So I guess this is a physical order. I know that you can do the BYOD license and typically install the hardware, the software on a PC. Is that the same thing with validator nodes, or do you have to buy the hardware?
So for the nodes, we'll have BYOD, and we do have node delays still. UPS lost a large order of nodes back in February, and we're still dealing with insurance on that, which has caused these delays with nodes. But in the light of that, we introduced a few programs for node runners. Firstly, we have our Node for a Go program. So basically, people can opt out of getting the hardware, and they can run it on their own device. And when they do that, they get a free 50% off coupon per device, and then they get an NFT that gives them access to a high farming and staking pool on Fry.farm, our DeFi hub that we're currently building. And that's per node. And then there's another, and then we also launched our Node Perks program. So basically, every node, people who still have their nodes haven't canceled or anything, whether they've received the nodes or not received the nodes, we give them airdrops and stuff. So recently, back in September, we airdropped everyone a free AI Edge miner key per node that they had. That was already registered in our dashboard. If anyone has not gotten that miner key yet, you have to get your node registered on our dashboard, and then it should automatically be sent to your email. And we have another kind of free miner airdrop coming for nodes later this year. And there's we're working with other projects to do like token airdrops and stuff. Kind of what Solana Mobile does with their Seeker and Saga devices. Because we really we recognize the delay has been huge. And it's affected a lot of people, and we want to give back and still make it worth worth your time, even if you haven't gotten your device. You're able to mine, or if you really want that hardware, well, we're able to give you airdrops and stuff. But I recognize it's been a very unacceptably long delay that we're still working through and trying to get it fixed.
Now, is there? Sorry about that. Is there a process you're following? When people have issues like this, do they submit a ticket through Discord? Is there like a ticketing portal or anything else that maybe people are not aware of and they're having this issue, and there's a process for them to follow?
Yeah. So if they have this issue where it's delayed, I do say make a ticket. Currently, on Discord. Sorry, we have a custom ticketing system on Discord that one of our devs made. You make a ticket, just say what order it is, and basically those tickets our kind of logistics guy, Mr. Sir, he will ping me and let me know which orders are kind of have a ticket. So I'm kind of aware, I'm aware of all the orders that are delayed and people who are, upset of, their delayed nodes and stuff. But that's kind of the gist of it. And also through that ticketing system, if someone wants to be in that Forgo program, so they can, mine, without having the hardware, and also get that free 50% off coupon and free access to a high staking and farming pool where the API, I think I said the APR was going to be at minimum at launch 100% APR. Obviously that changes as people join and leave the pools. But that's a node exclusive pool that regular miners won't get access to. So
okay.
But we're trying to work through the delays as fast as possible. Insurance has not been fun at all with us. So.
That's never fun. The whole process is never fun. RT Dindale, thank you for the super chat. I just saw that right now. Sorry, the live streaming, it's not my forte. I'm not really good at it, but I wanted to give you a shout out. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. So we have another one in here. This one is from Baj Marza. Oh, actually, I know this guy on X. So what am I going to do with 3 of my Fry cameras? 3 satellite miners and 2 weather miners. Might be a rhetorical question, but if you want to take a stab at that, go right ahead.
Yeah. So basically, when we moved to Fry 2.0, we got rid of the automatic rewards and we moved toward this dashboard system where you claim your rewards. So basically, if you haven't registered your device since then, go to our dashboard to register it, get online. Right now, our unmonetized networks. So basically, all of our networks except for our nodes and AI Edge miners, though every other network is unmonetized. So they earn T-Fry right now, which is 1-to-1 convertible to their to each segment token. So, like your camera miners, once the TGE happens for those cameras, where we're able to monetize the data and get revenue through that, your T-Fry, you can convert that 1-to-1 to FCAM, so basically, I recommend registering them if you haven't, to get that T-Fry. So then you can convert it to a segment token, which is backed by real world demand and not, imaginary value.
Okay. I'm just going to pull up another one over here. This one is, what do we have here? This is from AJ009. Want to know about the NFT.
So
that NFT is exclusive to node holders, or is this something completely separate?
So this NFT is going to be exclusive to people who join our Node for Go program. So basically, you make a ticket on Discord. You then sign a bold sign form that basically says that you opt out of having the hardware and that you're going to operate this on your own hardware. Once you do that, you get a free 50% off coupon, and then eventually we're going to start sending out these NFTs. Since Fry.farm DeFi Hub is not complete yet, we have not sent out these NFTs yet. But basically, it'll be sent to the Algorand address that you included with your ticket. And then once you get that NFT, and our Fry.farm DeFi Hub is fully complete, you'll be able to gain access to the gated Forgo program pool, staking pool, and LP farming pool. So that's kind of how that works right now. There'll be an announcement once we send out the NFTs. And so it's not too late to join this Forgo program. And even after we send out these NFTs and stuff, if we still have delayed orders and people want to join the program, they can. So that's kind of the whole gist of that.
And to get to be on track of all the updates that are happening when it comes to Fry, the best place I'm assuming is going to be either on X or Discord, or is there any other main method of communication that you typically use?
So for like every single little update, Discord is the best. For like major updates, X or email, like if you subscribe to our email list. But if you want every single little update, because we have shipping updates, community updates, reward updates, and project updates, I would join our Discord.
Okay.
As you'll get every single little update.
Okay, so you had mentioned that Arslan may not be on for the whole stream. So what I want to do is just bring in a couple of questions over here that might tie him into this. The first one was plans for monetization. What is Fry's plans for monetization right now? That's sort of a big thing, because on my side, as a miner, I have a bunch of different miners. I'm mining sound, satellites, cameras. We have data, bandwidth, and everything else. So what are the plans for monetization when it comes to Fry for all these different streams?
Yeah. So basically, Olostep, they pay us for usage through our AI Edge miners right now. And I know Arslan, I know you guys are growing really fast. How is that kind of looking with your growing customer base and whatnot? Because I know you've had a pretty busy month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Maybe I can touch a bit more on that. So yeah, like Olostep, our partnership us with Fry Network works is like we have customers that are running these AI agents, and these like businesses that need to run AI agents for their like business processes. So like to automate forms, to get data from the web, to structure it. And then like we basically receive those requests, and then we're able to send those to these AI edge node miners, which are like computers which have like some amount of compute power. They're able to like connect to the internet, to load these websites, to like do actions on them in a decentralized way. And like we receive revenue from these customers, and like we have a growing like user base of these customers that are growing pretty fast, mainly in SF and New York, but now we're expanding also in Europe as like our customer base. Like they send these requests for these AI agents, and then we reroute them to the AI edge node miners through the Fry Networks partnership, and like we receive revenue from these customers, then we split that revenue with the Fry Networks. So like then you're able to like basically incentivize and monetize the network. So like that's the stage where we are at right now. And like right now we're mainly focusing on AI agents that need to go on public web data. But as I was talking also with Samuel like a few months ago, we might need in the future also other types of data. So that's where like the other type of like miners can come into place. And like of course there like Fry can also make other partnership with other data providers. But like that's as far as our partnership goes right now, is like we have this growing user base of customers who need to run AI agents for their businesses, and like we rely on in part on the Fry Network's architecture to be able to deploy these agents, and then we receive revenue from these customers, and we share that revenue. With
So what? So when this is implemented, how much of this process is actually automated and live, or is this going to be live at some point? Is this live right now, or is this something that's going to be implemented?
So this is running live right now. Like we've been working live in production for around a month now.
Mhm.
So we have offloaded some of the workloads, and like this is performing well. We'll be offloading more and more of these workloads that we receive from our customers through these Fry network edge miners. And yeah, like this has been going live for around a month now.
Okay. Okay. Now this next question would be for you. I think you sort of already touched on it. How will all those AI agents actually generate revenue for F node? This is specifically for F nodes.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, like in short, like what these AI agents do basically is like they have the ability to navigate on the web to automate business processes. So these can be like searching for data, extracting the data from websites, and structuring it in a way that is compatible with the backend for customers. So we have like customers. These are mainly seed to Series B startups here in SF and in New York, who are building like AI agents. They're building like AI platforms, AI search engines, AI search brand visibility, and they have like a long tail of use cases that require our like infrastructure to go on the web, get data, structure it, make actions on some websites, and then give it back to them. So like the way this works is like we basically provide APIs and infrastructure for them to do that. They pay us revenue based on request, based on the value they are getting, and then we're basically able to split that revenue to the AI edge node miner for the requests that run on this type of network in this type of like decentralized way, and like that is how like the edge node actually makes revenue and is able to like monetize.
Okay. Are you able to say who your customers are, or do you keep that pretty much private?
Mhm. Yeah, so like we have some public customers we can disclose, but like it's mainly like we're sitting in private beta, so we work with a few select customers. So like we work with that, but yeah, I can say like our customers are backed by like VCs like Sequoia and YC and A16Z. So they're some of the
Okay.
biggest growing startups in
Okay.
the
So
West.
they're all in the space then. Yeah, that's great to hear. I'm just going to jump back in this chat. Guys, there's quite a few messages going on in the chat right now. I may not be able to catch them all, some spamming and everything else, but I'm going to try to get to as many as possible. I was just at AJ. I have another one over here. Let me just pull up this one. Been a while. Looks like we're getting another run at this. Well, maybe not necessarily another run. I think this is just an extension of growth with the Fry networks, right? This is a 2.0 being rolled out and monetized. At least that's the way it's looking for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely it's part of the whole growth process. Because like I said, we started back in like it was 20 like October 23, November 23. And a lot has changed in the crypto space since then. And basically the best practices and stuff for DePIN projects weren't really a thing back then. And as time has gone on, as we've seen the space evolve, since I'm big into the DePIN space, I have some miners and other projects, and I kind of see what works and what doesn't work. And that's kind of why we came up with Fry 2.0, because we saw that actually linking actual, the actual demand that the data that we're collecting has to rewards is the best way, to just fully peg the revenue from those data networks to the token that we reward people who provide the data. That way, there's no kind of question of why rewards are low and stuff. Like let's say for some reason the US bans VPNs or whatnot, then obviously, FVPN would go down in price. And I don't know. Yeah. So basically, you can see exactly like, oh, such and such token, segment token is low right now because there's low demand. Like I don't even know what to do for examples. There's a whole bunch of different examples that we could do. But that's kind of the whole idea of it. And so so it's not another run. It's an extension. We haven't stopped at all since we started. We've been constantly growing, improving, involving the community more and more, etc. So
yeah, and the best thing to do in the bear market is build, and that's what Fry seems to be doing. I got another one over here. Got my first official Fry miner GPS 2 weeks ago. Congratulations, Techie. Nice. Got your Fry miner, the GPS one. Let's see what we got over here. This is from RT Tyndall 45. The hottest thing is using weather data in regardless of to disaster relief insurance. Yeah, Fry needs to stop playing games and bring me in as a moderator or a monster or moderator. I think that. Okay, well, yeah. So how many mods do you have currently right now in Discord?
Yeah, let me pull that up because I know we currently have 2 help desk interns, which do some moderator stuff in the tickets.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the whole list. So here to the server settings. Let's go to the roles. So for moderators, so we have 5 people on the core team. So basically, 2 of them do mainly moderator roles. That'd be Fudsky and the Crypto Soldier. And then we have Mr. Sir. He does some moderator stuff and tickets, but he kind of manages our supply chain. And then we have a Tor and Dude and also core team. They still do some moderator stuff, but they're mainly on the development side of things because they have a really strong background in coding. And then we have our core moderators, and we have we have Fudsky and the core moderator. So we have 5 staff moderators, 6 community moderators, 7, 8. So we have about 8 actual moderators, 2 interns.
It's a lot to manage.
It's a lot.
Especially when you're rolling out tickets. We got over here Mr. Fry videos. Yes, I'll probably be doing some more Fry videos. It's been a while since I've done one of those. And we have Damn it Dave, welcome. This guy is always in the chat. I appreciate it. So he has 5 air miners and 1 wildlife miner. Curious as I place the position in the app, it says I need to do it. True or not?
Yeah, so that's a bug that we're aware of right now. It's a bug in our dashboard. I know Tor is going to be pushing a test version of the dashboard that fixes that to our testers. We have a testers role in Discord where people can join, and we compensate them with like any fees they use, or if they lose tokens via testing, we give them back those tokens and stuff, and we also like give them perks, like token airdrops and stuff. So, but basically, a Tor, he's going to be posting a test version of our dashboard, I think tonight or tomorrow, that fixes that issue. Our testers are going to test it, and then we should see a push to production probably sometime early next week that fixes that issue. So you're not alone at all. A lot of people have been having that issue.
All right. While I'm just going to pull up some of the pre-formatted questions while I jump in the chat here. Answer monetization. Okay, maybe this is another good question for oversaturation of miner types.
Yeah. So that's a very valid that's a very valid and good question. And that kind of ties into why we moved to Fry 2.0. So basically, when we moved to Fry 2.0, it wasn't just a tokenomics change. It was basically a vision change as well. So when we first started in Fry 1.0, we were building a decentralized network of decentralized networks. We're still doing that, but Fry 2.0, we're adding an extra layer to that. So basically, our end goal is to be the orchestration layer of DePIN, which I mentioned kind of earlier in our high-level overview what Fry Networks is. So we have all these miner types. So we have our kind of, so we can start building like the satellite networks, weather networks, and then from that we can tie in other DePIN projects like WeatherXM, which we have, Nebula, etc. So we have all these miner types, so we can fulfill that role, and also so we're not pigeonholed for selling data. A big issue when DePIN first started were projects staying in one like a niche for data and being unable to sell that data. A good example would be like Planet Watch. They just had air quality miners, and they were never really able to sell that data in any really real meaningful way, and that caused their downfall. And then for them to be bought out by Ambient Network, or Ambios, which is called now. So basically, since we're not pigeonholing ourselves, we're able to sell kind of more data at different times. So let's say air quality data for some reason has less demand for like, let's say February and March. No, we have this other data we can still sell, like water quality, weather, So it's kind of like a two-part thing why we have all these networks. One, because we're trying to bring all DePIN together in one orchestration layer, and two, so we don't pigeonhole ourselves. So if there's ever if demand for data types or let's say our VPN and stuff go down, we're still able to get revenue to come in, and it makes us kind of more survivable when it comes to like bear markets, recessions, etc.
Okay. That is good. Here is another one. I guess this is going to be answering a lot of questions that are already in the chat right now. But what is the end goal in the DePIN space?
Yes. So our end goal in DePIN space, like I said, would be the orchestration layer of DePIN. Like I said earlier, all DePIN is really fragmented on different chains, different processes, different ways to claim rewards, register devices, different ways for people to buy data, different ways for people to like use like VPNs, etc. We're trying to bring everything all together under one umbrella to make everything uniform, kind of help enhance kind of the Web 2 adoption of DePIN services and data. Because with the current fragmented state of DePIN, there's a really large learning curve, which can, make Web 2 people not kind of want to do as much in the Web 3 DePIN space as they could be doing. So that's kind of our end goal: bring everything together. And in addition to that, being able to monetize, obviously being an orchestration layer, but also being able to monetize, the different data networks we have, monetize the services we have, like AI Edge Miner. We have our nodes, our bandwidth miner. So that the end goal is, orchestration layer, but revenue with that and revenue with the data that we're able to collect.
Okay. All right. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm not keeping up with the chat. There's quite a few questions in here. I'm going to try to pull them up. Like I said before, I'm not the greatest person at these live streams, but I'm doing my best, and hopefully I can catch them all. You have so many you have so many device types. Are they actually collecting data that you're currently selling? Will these devices that you're not selling be ever sold externally?
Okay, so yeah, so right now our only monetized network is going to be our F node network. So our nodes and AI Edge Miner, we're working towards monetizing our weather network, air quality, etc. Right now, because they're not monetized, we don't have revenue from them yet. We're still working out deals with different projects and the companies. Right now, they earn T-Fry, so they can test fry, so then they can convert that 1-to-1 once these segment tokens have their TGE. So we're still working on our actual data sold, but we're collecting it. And your second question of will devices that are not selling ever be sold externally? I trying to figure out what you mean by that. If you're talking about like onboarding third-party devices, you're able to do that. You don't have to buy from our site.
Sort of guessing that, yeah, not 100% sure.
So you are already able to bring on third-party devices. The devices we sell as of right now aren't like branded by us. Minus our AI Edge Miner, which we've sent samples to different distributors. But like weather station stuff, right now we're not branding them right now. We're using like EcoWit, SenseCap, ambient weather, etc. Brands. So that's kind of the whole gist of that. So we're still working on selling getting this data sold. We're collecting it. We're in talks with different companies, and in addition to that, earlier this year we launched a wait list to be first line to get a data license, and I believe we had like 300 signups. So there's big demand for the data. We just have to finish up maturing our data, finishing up our data API so people can buy licenses and get access to that data. So
is there a timeline that you're looking at to having this all implemented?
Yes. So the timeline. So I'm trying to think here because we kind of shook up our whole development side about a couple months ago by getting rid of like some developers that weren't doing their work like they should be, and then bringing promoting the Torn dude, and then they're right now they're working through a whole mess of code that our old developers left, which is it's not looking good for the old code. Right now they're refactoring like a lot of the code just because it was such a mess. I want to say for the data API, because I know we're working through dashboard stuff right now, and then we have some other things in the pipeline. I want to say first half of 2026 at the absolute latest. Again, I try not to do fully like cemented timelines because from my experience, in Fry networks,
that can burn you.
yeah, stuff happens.
Yeah. As long as there's a rough timeline, though.
Yeah. Like our DVPN was supposed to be released earlier this year, and I'm dealing with Octaloop on that. So,
right.
Things happen in Web3, unfortunately. But hopefully the first half of this coming year at the latest. Obviously, as we get these kind of issues fixed and then able to focus fully on getting this data API and portal set up, I'll have a better, more refined time frame.
Okay. And I have another one over here. This one is from Flying Dutchman Job. So when will our Fry 1.0 miners pay out? Will we receive our back pay?
So they should already be paying out. If you're so they might be referring to the issues that we had, I think, at the end of August, where people couldn't claim. I believe that's fixed, but I could be wrong. It's been a hot second since I've looked at that because I've been juggling so many things. But so basically, for the Fry 1.0 miners, that issue should be fixed. For the actual back pay, that's still planned because. As I mentioned earlier, we're still fixing some things with the dashboard, like that one bug that user mentioned about position not being set. But we're planning on having that back pay, and then also there's gonna be T-Fry back pay from July, because when FIP 008 passed with the dual T-Fry 1.0 rewards, that was a time where we kind of shook up our development team because they weren't doing the work that they should be.
Okay,
which has caused a bit of a delay. Yeah. So back pay is planned for any rewards that you're unable to claim. So yeah, that's all planned to be announced with some stuff on Discord about that once we get closer to that. But you should be able to claim rewards now. If you're talking about, okay, I just realized something. If you're talking about recently, as of like last couple weeks, there is T-Fry reward claiming issues that I know Ator is working through. So if you're talking about those issues, you're not missing out on any rewards. Don't worry. As soon as we fix it, it'll all be accounted for. It's all being accounted for on their back end. It's just front end. It's not behaving well with kind of our different systems.
Okay.
So I hope that answers the question as I just remember things as we go.
Yeah, it's hard to get detailed questions as well when you're in that chat. Because we've been going for about 45 minutes so far. We're going to try to do a 1 hour AMA structure right now. But what I think might be a good time right now is just to take a little pause, and we can do one of the 3 giveaways right now. What do you think about that? Because there's been quite a few. The chat's been rolling for a while, and we can just take a pause, and then at the end of this, we can take another pause and give away the last 2. Are you okay with that, Sam?
Great. Yeah, that sounds great to me.
Okay. All right. So if you've been in the chat asking questions, we're going to do a giveaway. I'm just going to add this onto the stage right now. We're going to give away one of the 3 right now. And this is for anybody that is in the live chat right now, either on X or on YouTube. So here it is. And again, Sam, do you mind explaining what we're giving away right now?
Yes. So we're giving away one of the 3 AI Edge Miner keys. So basically, this key basically allows you to start mining on your own device with our AI Edge Miner software. So basically, it's like a $269 value you get for free. Once you get the key, you're able to register. You can download the software and then register your miner on our dashboard with that key. And then start getting rewards and whatnot. So that's kind of the whole gist of what this key is. So that, you don't have to wait for hardware or anything. It's completely on demand.
You just get it up and running. All right, good stuff. So we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away one of those right now. We're going to let it collect the comments, and it looks like there's 27 unique entries right now. So we'll do the draw, and then we're 29 now, and then we're gonna give away the last 2 at the end of the AMA. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll do the draw. All right, there we go. I want to pronounce this, but I'm probably going to mess this up. 7391. Congratulations. So what you can do is you can send me an email, and I'll connect you with Samuel Fry. It's contact@cryptojar.net. I'll connect you two together, so you can go ahead and do that giveaway.
Yeah, we'll get that key all set up and get you on your Fry mining journey. So.
Yes. Okay. So just send me a quick email, contact@cryptojar.net. We'll just validate who you are and make sure you're not a bot. And then that's it. So I'm going to go back over here and we'll switch over to the chat. And Arslan, while we have you on right now, is there anything that you would like to add or speak about when it comes to the relationship that you have with Olostep and Fry Networks?
Yes, sir. So happy to do that. So yeah, I'm a co-founder at Olostep. Like we're a team of 4 people right now, planning to grow by end of year. And like we've been working with Fry Networks as like in production since 1 month. Like we've been talking for the past 3 to 4 months. Like overall, I would just like to say like we're pretty excited with how like the edge miners are going and like the capabilities they unlock for our customers. We think like there is a lot of potential there. We have seen like a lot of customer growth, both in terms of just like customer requests, but also in terms of usage for the AI edge node miner. We believe like there is a lot of value to be unlocked there. So we're really happy with how the performance is going so far for the network and how it can expand in the future.
All right, that's great. So it seems like a strong partnership, and revenue monetization is key. So I'm really happy that you're moving in step together. So that's great. Just jump back in here in the chat, and you're great. Thank you. I'm great. I love it. Crypto community appreciates you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And RT Tyndale 45. I have 26 Fry devices. Wow, that's quite a few. The value is growing. Weekly distributions prevent price pumping. Would you say that's true?
So I would say the opposite. The weekly distribution prevents the price from dumping. So basically, we had a Fry improvement proposal. The last one we had. Basically, we had the community vote on if they wanted to move towards, instead of daily rewards, for that they can claim weekly epoch rewards that drop on each Friday. Let me pull up that vote. So that vote was FIP 009, and 94% of people who voted, with over 1,000 votes, voted yes. So basically, the whole idea of this was to prevent people from dumping daily, because we had people who were automating our dashboard through different scripts and stuff to automatically claim and then convert the token and stuff. So we proposed this to the community to get feedback, and our main thing was to prevent price dumping and stuff. And then after a month-long community discussion, we had this FIP 009 vote for a month. So that's kind of why that happened. Why I kind of changed it. And if you want to see these votes for yourself, we have about 10 previous votes. You just go to vote.frynetworks.com, go to all votes, and then you can kind of see these different proposals, kind of who voted for what, etc. So hope that answers your question on that.
All right. Okay. Goober McLaughlin. I've been waiting 410 days for my 7 validation miner. So he's been very active in the chat. I think he's just not pleased with the fact that he's waiting for his validator.
Oh, no, I don't blame him. I don't blame you at all, Goober. So 410 days. You've been waiting for 7 of the storage validation nodes. So I don't know if you've been here the whole time. I'm just gonna reiterate what I've been saying. So we recognize the delay in node orders. This was due to, like I said, UPS losing a large order back in February. We're still dealing with insurance, and we're working towards getting back on track with that. And in the meantime, we have 2 programs to compensate node owners. To kind of do what other projects who have delayed devices haven't done, like Nebra, Bobcat. During those delays back in 2021, they didn't do anything to compensate you guys. So we're kind of doing a different approach. Firstly, the Node Perks program. We're airdropping free miners, free tokens, etc. to you guys. We recently airdropped the AI Edge miner. back in August for people who have registered their node. And if you register your node now on their dashboard, you should get an email with that free key. And we have another plan for miner airdrop by the end of this year. So I totally get your frustration. And then we have our forgo program. So basically, let's say people just want us to get mining, they don't care about hardware, they can sign a form and forego, getting their hardware. And in addition, in response to people doing that, they then get like a 50% off coupon for each node they forego, and an exclusive NFT that gives you access to gated staking and farming pools on Fry.farm. But no, I definitely get your frustration. It's definitely unacceptable, and we're working towards it. Like, I'm personally fulfilling getting some devices refurbished so I can send it out to miners and nodes. So we're working towards getting back on track. And if anyone who has a delayed node and you think we could do more outside of the Forgo program and the Node Perks program, feel free to let me know. I believe in our Discord, I think we have a suggestions channel. Feel free to drop that there. If you feel like we could do more in the meantime while we're trying to correct this delay, that'd be awesome, because we do take a look at suggestions and stuff.
Yeah, so you're compensating for the fact that people have lost time with their miners. Not a lot of projects do that, so that's definitely a positive direction that you're taking that into. Over here, opened a ticket months now. So I'm just assuming there's a backlog that's happening with the ticketing system.
Yes, so there's a slight backlog. So earlier this month, I know we announced this backlog. We probably should have announced it a little earlier, but some of our mods have became a little less active. Like, some of our mods have started their own projects and stuff. So tickets kind of started to pile up a little bit. And so we're bringing in these interns to kind of help that issue. Like I said, we have 2 help desk interns now. We're planning on adding a few more for this fall kind of season. And then, come the winter, we'll have a winter interns, etc. So we're working our best on getting this ticket. If you want to go to general chat and ping me in our Discord with the ticket number, please do that. I'll add that to my my personal to-do list, because I have a to-do list with some backlog tickets that I've been taking a look at. So, but no, I definitely get the frustration with having a ticket open for months. Like, I'm in some deep in projects where I have tickets open that have been open for months without any response or anything. So I definitely get the frustration in that.
Yeah, we got another one in here. This is sort of going off the last one from RT Tyndale. For how can we start tapping into disaster insurance and with our weather stations? Is there any plans to directly tie it in with insurance or insurance companies or anything like that?
In a way, there is. So I know we have plans to sell the data we actually have to AI agents, but also prediction markets, kind of what Nebula is doing, I believe, with Poly Market, if I remember correctly. But basically, with for like weather data, when we try to sell it to different AI agents, we're going to be looking for AI agents that work with the disaster insurance companies, because there's a lot of insurance companies nowadays using AI agents to get data, especially disaster insurance companies, just because it's a lot easier. They can slim down their employees and increase productivity. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now for actually selling data directly to these disaster insurance companies. That's on the back burner right now. We've thought about it, but the quickest way to get our weather network monetized that we can see right now is AI agents and prediction markets. But we still have that kind of in our back pocket to actually sell directly to disaster insurance companies after we kind of get those quicker things done.
Is that somewhere where Olostep can actually help out as well when it comes to fielding insurance policies and companies, gathering data and monetizing it?
Yes, maybe I can touch in on that. So we basically right now work with public data from the web. Like, this company is public data, but we have been working and talking with some customers who also need proprietary data. And I can see a world like where this weather data is really valuable for these AI companies, especially as we expand our customer base to more and
Mhm.
more companies. I think that might be really valuable. So we're in talks with that as well. But yeah, so far it's public web data, so that's where the AI edge node miner comes in. But
Yeah,
I think in the future it might be like a really valuable data source also for AI agents.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, good
Yeah,
stuff.
and I should preface, Olostep is a startup. Well, when did you guys start fundraising? Was it last year?
Yeah, so like we raised a pre-seed last year. We have been like in business for around a year and a half now. We have like a pretty good base of customers, and like we're profitable from there. And yeah, like we did our first fundraise like around a year ago.
Yeah, so definitely as Olostep grows, and you know, that's when they would start, looking into like hyper local data if they need it for their customers. But right now, their main thing is needing to scale up their compute and the bandwidth that they're able to access, and that's where we come in. So once we get to that point, then you know, I know I've talked to Arslan about this. Like we could, we definitely want to explore that once it gets to that point.
Yeah,
But right now, it's we want to make sure that Olostep is able to scale, um, efficiently. So
yeah. We're almost at the top of the hour, so I'll just take another question in here right now, and I'll continue to gather them. What I can do is I can also forward a lot of these questions that are coming up because there's no way
yes,
I'm going to get through the chat. I thought I was going to get through the chat, no problem, but
oh, yeah,
I'm getting my ass whooped to me right now.
yeah. Forward me all those questions because I know
Yeah.
we do our monthly AMAs on our Discord. I know I have
Mhm.
not done an announcement yet, but on Friday we're gonna have our monthly AMA that I answer on Discord and stuff. So if you can forward me those questions, that'd be awesome. And then
Okay.
after the AMA, I upload the recording to like Audius and have a TLDR on Medium. So
Okay,
that'd
that's
be
going to be a
awesome.
good thing. So if you don't get your answers today, because there is quite a few of them, I'll scrape the data, I'll get the chat out, and I'll forward it over to Samuel. We have one over here related to Cometa, and this is the staking platform. What is anything changed with this, and what exactly happened with it?
So I know before we started this live stream, I was talking about kind of my displeasure with the current situation in Algorand. This is one of
Yeah,
those things.
yeah.
So Comida, technically, they shut down. They they stopped getting funding and stuff.
Hmm.
And so they shut down. Their website was down for a bit, but then they said, "Oh, we have some funding to leave up for 6 months so people can get their stakes and stuff out." Well, I think last time I checked, the site's down again. Technically, your earnings aren't lost. You have to interact directly with the smart contract. I know I've kind of talked with our devs to see if we can make a tool that will allow you guys to interact with the Comida smart contracts. So we're working on that. So basically, what you have, it's not gone. It's on the blockchain. It's just the access that you had is gone. And we're kind of looking into seeing if we can make a tool to allow you guys to directly interact with their smart contract. But we're not pleased with the whole Comida thing. Like I actually learned about Comida shutting down live during I think our August or July AMA because someone mentioned it and I didn't even know, which is kind of crappy for them. But yeah, it's not a good situation. And now Algorand does not have a DeFi platform, which is why we're making Fry.farm to kind of fill that gap on Algorand and also expand it to other chains. But um, keep your ears open for when we eventually make this tool. I know we have our hands full because we have a small development team, but we're definitely working on it. And yeah, it's crappy what Comida has done in wake of losing funding and stuff.
Yeah, and yeah. Speaking of Algorand and blockchains, is there another chain that you're looking at? Because this is kind of following into this that Fry might live on, other than Algorand.
Yeah. So we're actively looking at migrating from Algorand. Obviously, our DApps are already built on Algorand, like Fry Market, Fry Farm. They're not technically launched yet, but we already have the code. Those will just
Yeah,
go cross chain. But we're looking at migrating our rewards to a different chain. Right now, we're really looking at IoTix. Like we are already partnered with Drop Wireless, which is built on IoTix. We have good relationships with the Enviro block team. And we just did a pitch for IoTex's Crypto's Got Talent, a build-a-thon, I believe last Wednesday, I think. So we're definitely looking at IoTix to migrate. We already got well, we've already talked to Octoloop, kind of the software company that we use to develop our more complex products. And we already have kind of technical documented how much it would cost to migrate to IoTix. So we're definitely looking at that. And then for non-EVM chains, I know we're looking at Solana for sure. We're also keeping an eye on Radix.
Okay.
Right now they're a smaller non-EVM chain, but their technology is very impressive. And I think they have instant finality like Algorand. But for sure, we want to migrate to
problem.
Yes, it's really bad on Algorand because Algorand lost so many big projects this year. They lost Algorand Casino, which was the top TVL project for years. They lost their top NFT marketplace back in the summer. I believe that was Algo X NFT. They lost Comida. Obviously, Wayru, they migrated to Solana because they were also a little bit on Algorand. Plant Watch is dead. Now Ambient Network on Solana. It's a whole thing. It's not fun. And for us to continue with this growth and increase our growth, we're going to need a chain that has more liquidity. And firstly, moving to an EVM compatible chain like IoTix, especially since they're DePIN focused, that's a good first step. Because Algorand is honestly not DePIN friendly. I've sent an open letter to Algorand about embracing DePIN, and the only guy who got back to me was the old CTO. And now he's not even the CTO anymore. He's now the CTO for a DePIN project, not even for Algorand anymore. So it's one of those things where I like the technology Algorand has. Like technology doesn't fix everything. There's if you look in the history, there's always been technology that's been better than other technology, but has not gotten widespread adoption. And I'm thinking Algorand is one of those cases where it's great technology, but it's just the leadership isn't there, the liquidity isn't there, and there's just options that have better growth. So
I agree. And IoTex is a great chain. It's DePIN friendly, and a lot of projects I'm involved with are built on that chain. So that's a great idea. Obviously, also Solana for other reasons. I like Solana, but that's great to hear that you're looking at other options, because Algorand is just one of those chains that was huge. It was massive, and then like that and other chains, there's been a mass exodus.
Painful deaths.
Yeah, definitely. So there's been 70 to 80 people that's been watching the live stream on X and on YouTube. We're at the top of the hour. It's actually 5 minutes after. What I'd like to do right now is the giveaway. So we have 2 more of those AI keys that we're going to be doing right now. And I'll bring that up right now. And it'll just be a second here. Let me just add it back on. There we go. So that was our last winner.
Perfect.
And we'll jump back over here. All right, we're going to pick in the live stream. And anybody that has commented during the live stream is eligible to win. We're not going to be doing multiple winners. So if you won once, then just one time, okay? And we'll go ahead and select the second person right now. Pull it up right now. So we have 28 entries, and we'll go ahead and draw. Tibbet Tuber, congratulations. You're the second winner. If you want to go ahead and fire me an email, my email address is contact@cryptojar.net, and I will connect you with Samuel Fry, and he'll send over your free miner. Congratulations. And we'll get the second one going right now. We got a draw again button over here. Sorry, guys, I'm a little slow with this. 32 entries. The final winner for today. RD Tyndale, 45. Congratulations. You are the winner for the third one. And please send me an email, contact@cryptojar.net, and I'll connect you with Samuel Fry, and you'll get your AI miner key. Congratulations, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll just pull this off here. There we go. So we covered a lot of things right now with what's going on with Fry, the partnership with Arlos, with Olostep. And do you have any last words, Arslan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, as I was saying before, like really excited with the partnership, how it's going so far, and like we think there is a lot of potential for growth. Like the AI market is pretty big, and there's a need of a solution like Fire Networks to power this in a decentralized way. So like really excited of the direction where Fry is going, and like where we're going with our customers. So excited to continue this in the future.
Excellent, excellent. And Samuel, it was great to have you on. Hopefully we can do this again.
Yes.
I'm going to be scraping all the questions that we have. It looks like there's still 113 that I haven't read yet, but I'll make sure all those questions are sent over to you. Do you have any last words before we go?
Yeah. So obviously, if you didn't have your questions answered, CryptoJar, he's gonna give me those questions, and we'll be answering it on our monthly AMA on Discord this Friday at 6 p.m. CDT. So so if you want to listen live, you join our Discord. We have an AMA channel where I will be going through pre-asked questions and then have live questions and have people come up to talk. And obviously, if you can't make it live, we upload all of our Discord AMAs to Audius, and we upload the TLDR to Medium. So if you don't want to listen, just like a 2-minute read. But I appreciate you guys coming, and here at Friday Networks, we appreciate all of your criticism, and because it's the community that makes us, honestly, and we're constantly trying to include in the community in more things. So
yeah,
and appreciate it.
Building's not easy. Like I run a business. I have actually 3 different businesses, and I know there's a lot of pain processes that come along with it. So kudos to you for standing up and just answering all the questions, whether they're hard or easy. I definitely respect that, and I appreciate having both of you on. And hopefully we can do this again.
Yes, of course. I would love to do this again.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for everyone for joining. Please smash that like button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thanks. See ya.